This is Wallet Brief, where we break down what actually moved the U.S. economy this week, without the noise. If prices, interest rates, jobs, housing, or taxes are quietly changing your money, this is where you stay informed. Let's get into what really happened this week, and what it means for your wallet. For most of late 2025, Americans caught a break at both the gas pump and the grocery store. Gas prices fell steadily through the end of 2025, dipping below $3 per gallon in December for the first time since May 2021. The national average dropped to just $2.81 per gallon in January 2026, the lowest weekly price of the year. Meanwhile, overall food inflation cooled from its August 2022 peak of 11.4%, the highest since May 1979, down to manageable levels by early 2026. But beneath those national averages, regional differences were stark, and certain food categories like beef and coffee kept climbing. Gas prices rose for a fifth straight week, reaching $2.94 per gallon as of February 23rd, according to AAA data. That's up just a penny from the prior week, but still down 21 cents, or 6.6%, from a year ago. Diesel climbed to $3.71 per gallon, up 7 cents week over week. The recent streak ended months of steady declines. Crude oil closed around $64 per barrel, the highest level since August, driven by mounting geopolitical risk premiums tied to escalating tensions between the United States and Iran. Markets are increasingly pricing in the possibility of broader conflict that could threaten oil supply flows. Regional gas prices remain wildly uneven. Oklahoma has the cheapest gas at $2.34 per gallon, while California tops the nation at $4.63. Pennsylvania saw prices jump 3 cents in a week to $3.14, while Washington state rose 10 cents. Analysts warn that planned refinery maintenance is set to intensify in the coming weeks. As seasonal supply tightens and refineries switch to more expensive summer fuel blends, the national average is increasingly likely to retest the $3 threshold. On the grocery side, relief is finally arriving. Food prices rose 2.9% in the 12 months ending January 2026, with food at-home prices up just 2.1% and restaurant prices up 4%. The USDA predicts grocery prices will rise only 1.7% in 2026, well below the 20-year historical average of 2.6%. Much of the easing comes from plummeting prices for eggs and dairy. Eggs are down more than 34% from last year in the Midwest as avian flu outbreaks subsided. Nationally, egg prices are expected to deflate 22.2% in 2026, and dairy prices should drop 0.9%. But not everything is getting cheaper. Beef prices are rising sharply due to tight livestock supplies. Coffee and tea prices surged 11.8% year over year as extreme weather in growing regions limited supply. Candy, condiments, snacks, and other processed foods are estimated to increase 3.1% this year, much higher than last year's 0.9%. Restaurant meals remain stubbornly expensive, with prices up 4% annually. The trend is diverging costs. Gas is climbing again after months of relief, driven by higher crude oil and geopolitical risk. While crude inventories are comfortable, refinery outages and seasonal transitions are amplifying price pressures. For food, grocery inflation is finally cooling overall, but with huge variation by category. Eggs and dairy are deflating. Beef, coffee, and processed snacks are surging. The overall pattern is stabilization at the grocery store, but renewed pressure at the pump. If you drive regularly, expect to pay about 13 cents more per gallon than you did a month ago. That's an extra $3 to $4 per fill-up for most vehicles. But you're still paying less than last year. If crude oil stabilizes and geopolitical tensions ease, gas prices could plateau. But if conflict escalates or refinery issues worsen, the national average could push back toward $3 per gallon by April. At the grocery store, eggs are finally affordable again after 2 years of volatility. Stock up now while they're cheap. Avian flu could return. Dairy, potatoes, and sugar should cost less through 2026. But if you eat a lot of beef, drink coffee, or buy packaged snacks, your grocery bill will keep climbing. Restaurant meals remain stubbornly expensive at 4% annual growth. So cooking at home is still the best way to save. The Energy Information Administration releases weekly gasoline inventory and price data every Wednesday. If inventories keep building and crude oil falls back below $60 per barrel, gas prices could reverse course. For food, the next major inflation report comes March 11th when the Bureau of Labor Statistics releases February Consumer Price Index data. That will show whether egg prices kept falling and whether beef and coffee finally stabilized. Spring is when gas prices typically start climbing due to seasonal demand and summer fuel blends. So enjoy these sub-$3 prices while they last. That's your wallet brief for this week. These changes don't always make headlines, but they do change how much you pay, save, and earn. We'll be back next week with the updates that matter. Until then, stay informed and protect your wallet.